Welcome back to Nerdcraft, and I'm sorry about this. I did start this game out with the intention of showing you guys everything. So, okay. Why don't we start with this? I built a nerd character. The idea was to make him a nerd. Let me look. What looks good? I actually like that ability. Okay. Can I make anything at the workbench? Let's see. I can install mods. What can I tinker? And then I can break down. What do I get for that? It doesn't really matter, does it? Let's see. No, not yet. I don't have the weapons I want. Alright. So this is our ship.
Due to catastrophic power failure, all doors will remain on security lockdown.
I know. Okay.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay.
I have to try it.
Oh, by the law. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. If you'd like to speak with my manager, I report to Constable Reyes in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
So, we're going that way. So, originally when I uploaded this and started the game, I made a couple jokes here and there, and did a few things. Let me turn down the game on my headset. I don't want to yell at you guys, because yelling is not nice for anyone's ears. I bought this the other night because one of our subs and a Patreon member suggested it. Well, I gave him a choice, this or UFC 4. He said this one. So, this is what we went with. I want to try and make you guys feel involved. And, wait. Ow. Dead now? Hang on, we got new armor, I think. Armor. Okay, so armor management. My armor is not as good as this. Spacer's Choice. Now, where did I drop the other one? I always lose track of these mongrels. So, I prefer a sniper's approach to everything. So, I'm probably a wee bit different in that sense. You know? So, we're gonna do every quest we can here. And we're gonna enjoy this game. I might actually do some stories while we're playing, just to give you guys some entertainment, you know? Because I've lived an interesting life over the 30 years. Seen some interesting things, done some interesting things. You know, all in all, it's been a life.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Running around in a marauder's attire. You're liable to give some people the wrong idea. It's in poor taste. Dressing up like a marauder's disrespectful to all the workers that got eaten by him. Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls. And low prices.
Why do I feel like...
Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
Wow.
Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer?
Well...
Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites. We rent them from the company.
Seriously?
Money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see. 4 workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little. He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up. Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad.
I could really go for some salt too.
Salt tuna. Why salt tuna? Like, I don't understand. What makes it salt tuna? Why not regular tuna? Yeah, it would be theft if I take them. Well, buddy, you've got some nice toys here. Early retirement, that's funny. You don't seem like the type. Yeah, the gun I have isn't worth much. Alright, let's transition into Edgewater. So we're in the Emerald Vale. Wonder if that's like the Emerald Dream. I mean, World of Warcraft has to make money somehow. We're already paying them thousands of dollars for their game. Crouching is useful. While affected by a status effect, you will see an icon appear on the upper left of your HUD. You can read details about the effect on your character panel. Really? You don't say. I didn't know I had a character panel. Pristine items are more than shiny. They have more durability. Weapon modifications improve the swing. I think it's better to put my gun up. So, we're going to go door by door and explore this place. Nope, I'm not going in that door, apparently. Or that one. This one for sure. Who are you?
Distance, friend. Sick house is no place for a traveler.
I appreciate the company and all, but you really ought to leave. You don't want to be seen around me.
Why not?
Because I'm sick. You don't want to associate with people in the sick house. We're not worth your time. I'm in about as much trouble as I can be. No reason you ought to be tarnished by association. People are gonna talk.
Why? What's
Figured
going
it was obvious. I got sick. Couldn't get better on my own. Got moved here for everyone's sake.
Seriously?
Maybe you don't know this, but there's a real simple reason you don't talk to the plagued. You don't want what we've got.
Some training.
Don't. Please. I could get into a lot of trouble. That's kind of you to say, I suppose. But I don't need help. What I need is to understand my own folly. Company always tells us, weak spirits lead to weak bodies. If I didn't want to fall sick with plague, maybe I should have worked harder. Maybe I should have taken more pride in my work.
What?
I really wish you wouldn't say those sorts of things. I told you once already. People could be listening. I'm feeling a touch faint. If you don't mind, I'd like to be alone for a spell.
Are you insane? You're sick. So if they get the plague, it's just... Somebody just come at me?
That's odd. Take a look.
What are you shooting at?
Had your rations yet?
Yep. 2 whole cans of saltine.
Lady? That was by far the weirdest interaction I've had today. A dead man's hat. Can't say as though it's what I wanted. Ah, the barber.
Merciful law. Is that a marauder's outfit? I don't want you wandering into my shop wearing something you've lifted off a corpse. Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness.
Can I shoot this guy? Relax.
So everyone says, until someone forgets to cough into their elbow, and then we're all dying of plague. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment. A ship? Dear me. You seem to have lost the ability to distinguish between reality and fantasy. This is what happens when you let your imagination run wild. I don't approve of fantasizing. It's a dreadful habit, corrosive to the mental faculties. You ought to let the vicar take a look inside your head. Vicar Maximilian, our man from the OSI, here to spread the message of scientism like a soothing balm upon a feverish head. Or so you'd expect. You'll find him in our local church, probably neglecting his duties. Gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions.
You mean you're broke?
As broke as pie crust, friend. Bitless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch. Thank you, no. I despise the cereals. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay. And that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies.
Medical
Some
rights?
time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings. Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions. Much obliged. What can I do for you? Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor?
Really?
I am a Spacer's Choice certified surgeon. And if you must know, I can stitch a severed thumb with a 58% chance of avoiding gangrene. You know about Eugene? How? Then, you know Phyllis suggested selling off Eugene's gold teeth. I didn't approve of the idea then, and I don't approve of it now.
Do you approve?
Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave. That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's Choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I?
Ask
The
forgiven.
good Vicar Maximilian and I have never quite seen eye to eye, but your point is well taken. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU.
There. You said to do whatever I had to do. Spacer's Choice Cantina. Well, this ought to be interesting.
You read the latest report?
Only the part that said we ain't making our quotas.
If only McDevitt's folk hadn't abandoned us. Cannery could use those extra hands.
I don't know you. Uh-huh. The Unreliable, you say? Never heard of any company supply ship with that particular name. I don't know what you're about, but this here's a Spacer's Choice drinking establishment. We're all loyal, hard-working company folk here.
Good God, you...
You really think so? That's kind of you. I've been trying to keep the floors clean. You got no idea how long it takes to scrub the tiles. Guess I misreckoned you. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to be curt. We just got some problems lately. I can get you a drink if you'd like. Gotta ask you to enjoy your beverage within the premises, though. Can't risk you bringing a drink over to those deserters. You understand.
What's this about?
Traitors. The lot of them. Bunch of folks decided they were tired of working and went out into the wilds to fend for their own selves. Town's already struggling to make quotas, even without that band of slackwits abandoning their posts. Bunch of lazy, shiftless rung leeches. Anyway, enough about them. What can I do for you? Do you now? And what makes you think Mr. Thompson wants to talk to you? He's a busy man. If you want to talk to Mr. Thompson, try ignoring your duties. He'll summon you up to that great big tower atop the cannery, and you'll get yourself a proper dressing down.
You say that.
It is a good thing. If you're not pulling your weight, you don't deserve to live here. Simple as that.
Okay. These people are brainwashed. Clearly. Okay, what's this? That's Halcyon.
Wish we had some better rations.
We should keep our voices.
Ah.
Welcome to the Spacer's Choice Constabulary. We are Halcyon's leading brand in frontier justice. The office is writing up promotion. Purchase 3 criminal investigations and the 4th one's free. Know how to carry yourself in a fight? I've got bounties out for these 3 marauders. Cross them off and bring me their fingers. Just 1 per marauder, please. I'll dust off the old fingerprint roller.
You got some nice armor, but it's not quite power
Wish we
armor
had
from
some better
Legion of
rations.
Steel. Man, oh man. Well, that's the cantina. This is the maintenance division. I'm an engineer and nerd by trade, so... Oop. Oh dear. I should not be seen by any means necessary. Wow. Wish I knew a bit more about what's going on. But, what can you do?
Hey, you hear about Wilson?
Heard Marauders got in.
Just between us.
Oh, no, we're not going to the Vale. Not yet. So I've got 3 junkies I need to kill. And then I've got... Holy shit. I wonder if they know what they're doing. Oh, Bard, huh? That sucks. Anything in here? Nope, that's a toilet. Is this a toilet as well? Only you. Well, well, well. Up, I found a Spacer's Choice vending machine. Do you happen to have a gun? How many bits do I have? I don't have enough. Okay. Blue slips. You go there. So why don't we roam down here? God. They jerry-rigged this place. I'm not going to pick up the power regulator. Because the chances of me getting away with picking up the power regulator are slim to 0. It's interesting that there's no other way out of here after that. I kind of find it amusing that these people are just producing this food. Let's see. I'm supposed to look for someone.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy. Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart. Law
Sarcasm.
requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable. Eugene wasn't family. Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism.
What are they gonna do? Arrest his corpse?
When one of your workers commits a crime, the entire town pays for it. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice.
What type of luck?
Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene was an asset to us all. May his atoms be commended to the law. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
Nobody finds this disturbing. Nobody at all. Am I allowed to just take that? No. Can I close this? I'm about to do something illegal. Now, I want to know what happened to that kid that he put a bullet in his brain with. Because people don't usually put a gun in their mouth and fire up. Nobody thinks this is unusual behavior. Nobody. And where did the kid work? Like, where was this reception desk? That's just a cannery worker. That doesn't help me. Okay, so he worked right here. Let me see. I just don't buy it. You know, it doesn't add up. Like, why would somebody shoot themselves if they're doing fine? Alright, hang on. That one leads out. I got one more person to go collect from. And they seem to be over this general.
Nothing but salt tuna for a year.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. What? Oh, sweet merciful law. A marauder's in my domicile.
I need to get rid of these Take it easy.
There a reason you're running around outfitted like one of those monsters? Did Mr. Thompson send you to put the fear in me? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
Take it easy.
You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state? Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows. Sounds like he's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching, and soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies.
What?
Plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one. You are? Oh, wow. First time anyone's ever told me that.
Seriously?
I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help.
How can I help?
Cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me.
I'll do it.
You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Law, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it. Just keep your head down when you're in there. Marauders have taken over. Probably tracking mud all over the archives.
Okay.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
Oh my god, who are...
Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with Abernathy. I hope you're not thinking about getting him that medicine. Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Anthracillin is wasted on him. You're better off selling it to me instead. All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us been alive. How do I put this gently? He's got a lot of cobwebs up in his attic.
Seriously?
I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what I'm trying to do. Alright, here's a summary. A lot of sick people in this town, and we don't have the medicine to treat them all. Can't reach out to corporate without crossing a river of red tape, so I'm reaching out to you. Something like that. Look, I'm not in the habit of law-breaking, but sometimes you've got to do the wrong thing for the right reasons. That's all I can ask of you.
I'm probably gonna give it to her. I'm not trying to say that he deserves to die, by the way. I'm just saying I think it's... It makes more sense to me. Oh god. This should be fun. So.
It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice. And before you ask, I'm all out of deluxe salt tuna. All I've got is gourmet. You ought to go have a talk with the boss, Reed Thompson. He's up in his tower above the cannery.
Well, you heard the man. At this point, we only got one person to go check. Let's go talk to Reed Thompson. Oh, by the way, we're going to try and not botch any of these. Because botch is bad. I am curious about who killed that young man. Elevator music? Really?
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just... seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I must say, wearing a Marauder's outfit is in very poor taste. I do wish you'd show your uniform a little more respect.
I think you may have the wrong idea,
Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Looking
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. My proposition benefits the both of us. Please, hear me out. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
Ah.
The people living in the botanical labs. They're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
Tell me what I need.
My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Sure, I can.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Well. She's gonna follow me out. Alright. We're gonna cut it short here.
Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry.
And I will be back later with with a longer episode of this. Sorry for the red line issue. I didn't know it was going to happen. And I'll see you guys next time on Nerdcraft. This is Nerdcraft signing off. And remember, you're all valuable and important people. At least to me.